White House doctors may have missed the early stages of his prostate cancer. So is President Trump worried about the quality of care that presidents get here?
Not as far as President Trump is concerned. The White House physician we have here is phenomenal, and the team of physicians that take care of the president, particularly at Walter Reed Medical Center, are great. The president had his physical recently, as you know. He had perfect results. He's in very good shape. I think those of you who traveled to the Middle East with us last week can attest to the president's endurance. And by the way, I will add, we returned home from a very long and tiring trip last week, and on Saturday, where was the president? In the Oval Office working all day. He doesn't stop, he doesn't quit, he's in great health, and he trusts his physicians.
Given to everybody, but it's given just about, and it takes a long time to get to that situation. Now, I think, to get to a stage 9, I think that if you take a look, it's the same doctor that said that Joe was cognitively fine. There was nothing wrong with him. Well, he said, if it's the same doctor, he said there was nothing wrong there, and that's being proven to be a sad situation. And the auto pen is becoming a very big deal. The auto pen is becoming a big deal because it seems like that maybe was the president who ever operated the auto pen. But when they say that that was not good, they also, you have to look and you have to say that the test was not so good either. In other words, there are things going on that the public wasn't informed, and I think somebody's going to have to speak to his doctor, if it's the same, or even if it's two separate doctors. Why wasn't the cognitive ability, why wasn't that discussed? And I think the doctor said he's just fine, and it's turned out.
I'm telling you, Democrats are showing themselves to be some of the most deceitful people in this country. As you saw from the intro, many people are coming into grips with the fact that Biden may have had this even before he ran for president in 2020. There's some speculations about that. This wasn't. I was right about my previous conclusion in my previous video reacting to the initial news that Biden had prostate cancer, aggressive prostate cancer. And people have been using the words, apparently, a guy named Don Torrenton, hopefully I said his name right, fellow D's, using Biden's cancer diagnosis to push the cognitive decline convo to the rearview mirror. Please don't. One can be both empathetic and want answers. We have a massive trust problem. For the good of the country and our party, we need transparency and accountability. A Democrat as making sense. Hallelujah. Because the more the Democrats push against this need of accountability and transparency, because everyone's asking who was running the country, right? Right? Just like the Democrats love to make narratives about how Elon running the country. Elon's the real president of the United States. At least we got a face to the name when the Democrats make those assertions. Now we need a face to the name. Who was responsible for covering this stuff up? People are now saying, yo, Donald Trump shouldn't even trust these. So this is how the Democrats caught themselves in the corner. Either one, you admit that the doctors at the White House are so incompetent that they missed stage 5? Late stage prostate cancer, to the point it metastasized in the bone. There's some concerning clips of Joe Biden. Like, I'm done. I'm going to let an expert speak about this first, but I'm going to show you a clip of him during MSNBC, and it looked like he stood up, right? Remember everyone make jokes about Joe Biden pooping his pants? It might have had some reality behind it. Let's take a look at this clip, and I'll return back to some examples of how it's so how deceitful many Democratic commentators come across nowadays, especially to an independent such as myself. But I digress. Let's get into the clips.
And the ones that didn't vote for your bills but run on them.
That's right.
Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate
it's great to have you. Thank you. Don't go anywhere.
You're an oncologist, obviously incredibly respected. You believe that it is likely, just for those just tuning in, you believe it is likely, if this prostate cancer has spread to the bone, that he could have had it for up to a decade, but certainly it's likely. Would it be fair to say it's likely to have had this for at least several years?
Oh, more than several years. You don't get prostate cancer.
I just want to stop you. So this is not speculation. If you have prostate cancer that is spread to the bone, then he's most certainly, you are saying, had it when he was president of the United States.
Oh, yeah. He did not develop it in the last 100, 200 days. He had it while he was president. He probably had it at the start of his presidency in 2021. Yes, that I don't think there's any disagreement about that.
I feel like this has to be elderly abuse, guys. 2022, that interview. The reason why I put that video mid-sentence, like not mid-sentence, mid-question. Like she asked a question. It sounded like the interview was supposed to go on a lot longer than what it happened initially. You saw him scooch up like, I'm getting ready to go. Bro. And then when we find out, wow. And then I seen some, like, I got neighbors posting stuff on social media, right? They're getting mad that Donald Trump Jr. is as questioning, why didn't Biden family discuss this or warn about this or protect Joe Biden? And they made these emotional ass arguments like, you don't have a basic reading comprehension. I'm like, this is what y'all listen to? Like, there's no thought, no logic, just feelings. You just hate. Oh, he shouldn't be talking about this. Huh? Who are you? Who the hell are you? Right? And this is the emotional gaslighting that I'm talking about from a lot of Democratic supporters. That stuff, those tactics like that, it pushed someone like me to the Republicans even more. It does the opposite effect because it shows you have nothing. The memo definitely went out. A lot of Democratic commentators are rushing. We must stop talking about Biden and the cover-up because he has cancer. This is stuff I've been seeing from my Democratic neighbors on social media. But the story is not about Biden. It's about those around Biden who covered up his condition. Correct. Here's James O'Keefe. Amid reports that Joe Biden had cancer with metastasis to the bones, let's not forget that last year we caught 2 senior government officials admitting concern about his rapidly declining health. Aaron Epple, a national security advisor and former spy, said Joe Biden, right? Let's play it.
In reality, it's probably Jeff. Yeah.
Sorry. Let me get deeper into this because Robert is dead. He can't say a sentence. Robert Silvers, under Secretary for Policy at the Department of Homeland Security, revealed that Biden's cognitive decline accelerated 12 to 24 months into his presidency, adding that during the meetings, he's in there and it's a blank. Wow. Yo, you deceitful people. How can, and Democratic supporters that just blindly go along with anything the Democrats say, they don't question anything that comes out of the mouth of their party. How can you trust a party like that? Sometimes I'm getting to a point, and I'm not trying to come across mean. I'm getting to a point where anything the Democratic supporters say, I'm going, Let me go check for myself. Because I can't trust your judgment. You trust a party that blatantly lies in your face. When 63% of Americans thought that Joe Biden was not physically fit to be president, Democratic supporters were the main one pushing back against that narrative. I can't trust your ability to cipher through misinformation, disinformation. It seemed like y'all just believe anything as long as the Democrats the one saying it. Joe Biden said he won't pardon his son. What happens the twilight years of his campaign, twilight days of his administration, pardons his son. Republicans been saying he will do this for a while now. I think he might. We'll see. Oh, wait, no, Joe Biden said he wouldn't do it. He's not going to do it. He's not a liar like Trump. Come out, he's a liar like Trump. Like, every accusation is a confession from the Democratic Party. And y'all can't deny it, bro. Like, I wish a Democrat would say something to me right now. Because if it was Trump, y'all be laughing at the man. Y'all want to, and this is the funny part about the left versus the right. When something bad happens to people, as much as we disagree with their approach, we won't wish ill will against them. But when something happens on people on the right, the left are happy. I just found out L.A., a guy bombed a fertility clinic in L.A., some 25-year-old leftist, anti-pro-lifer. There's videos of pro-lifers who are able to defend their position against these women that are so pro-abortion, attacked her, slapped her, bloody. But then the left pretends that they don't participate in political violence. Get the F out of my face. Here's Stephen A. putting it very lightly, how deceitful the Democratic Party comes across and how trust in them is continuing to go like it has not been a good 2025 for this party. But I digress. Let's listen into his commentary.
Do y'all know who the Democratic Party could easily be compared to right now? Not right now in this second. I'm talking about how they were conducting themselves leading up to the 2024 election. Do you know who they could be compared to? Lance Armstrong. You remember the cyclist extraordinaire? 7-time Tour de France winner. Remember that dude? I think it's 7 or 11. I think it's 7. That same Lance Armstrong, who won 7 Tour de France's, was the dude that was accused of performance enhancement use for years. And what did he do? He terrorized the accusers, knowing he was lying. What did the Democratic Party do when people brought up Joe Biden and his debilitation? They didn't just deny it. They attacked and attempted to ostracize those who would dare question it.
Remember, Republicans, cheap fakes, cheap fakes, cheap fakes. Right wingers are putting up fake stuff. Joe Biden is as sharp as attacked. Joe Scarborough, perfect example. If you can't see that Joe Biden is fit to be president, then F you. F you. Y'all remember that? I'm telling you, I will rather trust the internet more than I trust the TV. Because at least I know whether their information is accurate or not, I know they're honest. These people, bro, I'm getting to the point where a lot of these Democratic pundits probably get paid to lie. Republican pundits, it's just like, to me, I take it more as they believe this is the correct path to go, and they give their reasons why. But this is what happens. This is a game that Democrats set themselves up for because they like to play the moral game. They like to pretend this game of, oh, we're more moral, we're more virtuous than the Republican Party. They love playing that game. But the bad part about that game is people start actually expecting you to be virtuous, moral, good. But stuff like this, no wonder you're so unpopular, Democratic Party. And based on recent polls that I just checked out, Trump's approval ratings going up. Can you say the same thing about your party, Democrat supporters? I don't think so. Let's continue.
And come to find out, as the days and the weeks and the months go by, how so many knew all along. And not only did they not admit it, they condemned those who said so. That's how I'm comparing them to Lance Armstrong.
Craziness.
Think about it. Do y'all know?
Democrats are done. At least this year, they're done. Democrats can't fix their face to say nothing.
My expectation that President Biden is going to meet this moment with the courage and resilience that he's consistently shown. Seems to me entirely inappropriate that at this moment in time, when President Biden is dealing with a serious and aggressive form of cancer, there are Republicans who are peddling conspiracy theories and want us to look backward at a time when they actually are taking health care away from the American people. No, as House Democrats, we're going to look forward. They literally are trying to take health care away from millions of Americans at this very moment in the dead of night. And Republicans want to fan the flames of conspiracy theories at this moment? No, thank you.
As you saw from the intro, you saw from that clip, sorry. Hakeem Jeffrey wants the talks of Biden's cognitive cover-up to shut down, says it's inappropriate for Republicans to discuss such conspiracy theories after a cancer diagnosis. Like, get the F out of our face. What are you talking about? Every conspiracy theory that we were running around in the internet discussing is merely people speculating about what the hell was going on in the background. without any evidence. But it seemed like we always come to the correct conclusion by the end of it, though. If you look at the track record, Hakeem Jeffries, of the so-called conspiracy theories, we're more right than the official narrative, usually, based on my assumptions. And I find it so hilarious, the projection, the accusation, the confession from the Democratic Party. Oh, they're peddling conspiracy theory, as he finished peddling a conspiracy theory about the bill that GOP are trying to pass. Oh, they're trying to cut Medicare at the dead of night. You're assuming that. So that's a conspiracy theory on your part. But do you admit that? Do you admit when you get things wrong, Hakeem Jeffries? I'm tired of the theater. I'm tired of the game. I want some accountability, man. I want some investigations, bro. It should be Democrat and Republicans investigating, we need to make sure that our doctors are actually competent, that they're actually properly able to diagnose what the hell's going on with the president. We need some accountability. Hey, we need to hold Joe Biden. If Joe Biden, this is the funny part about these Democrats. They want to sit here and pretend that, it was Biden's family and his staffers that held this information from all of us, Democrats included. Why ain't holding them accountable then? This is what I'm talking about, this political theater. I'm tired. And the most asinine thing he said, Republicans want to look backwards. Democrats are going to look forward. Really? Really? What about January 6th? How many years have we been talking about January 6th? January 6th happened 4 years ago. And Democrats constantly look backwards to that when Republicans was trying to move forward. But now you want to move forward on your convenience. Que lindo. How cute. Always, Democrats, you guys are too tribal, bro. Too tribal. As an independent, I can't trust you. I can't. No critically thinking independent can trust the Democratic Party. There's emotional manipulation. You see the manipulative language here? Using the man's medical condition as an excuse to avoid any discussions about how well you hold each other accountable. Like we supposed to sit back and pretend that you may not used this man as a means of a political game. Y'all don't like scrutiny, do you? And this is why Democrats are the most unpopular party in America right now. Hakeem Jeffries is less popular than Donald Trump right now. And Democratic supporters, Democratic voters are coping over that fact. They don't have as much gusto as they used to have 2016. 2016, I remember Democrats used to go back and forth. Now they barely able to murmur. They're just like, we shouldn't be talking about this because they know where it's going to end. You trust a bunch of liars. This situation exposed that Democratic voters, many of them, don't have the ability to actually keep their party honest. I think that's the biggest problem here. But hey, I digress. Some people can say the same thing. Oh, can you never talk about Republicans like that? I just finished complaining about how Republicans are not really pushing the bills that I care about. And then you guys sit here, create some conspiracy theory about how they're going to cut Medicare and all this stuff when you got Republicans, libertarians complaining about the bill increasing Medicare. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Democrats, you guys are exposing yourselves as the most deceitful kind of political actors in this country. But, I digress. Let me know your thoughts and perspective in the comment section below. I'll be interested to hear what you have to say. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please share this video if you feel so inclined. It really does help me out in the algorithm. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.